Hello and welcome to my channel English Buzz. Today I'm back with the poem I Remember by Thomas Hood. Thomas Hood was an eminent English poet, humorist and novelist, best known for his poems like The Bridge of Sighs and The Song of the Shirt. In the poem I Remember, the poet initially portrays his sentiments attached to his childhood days. The childhood days were the days of great happiness to which he cannot return now. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas and is written in the first person narrative. The longing and the desire of the poet to regain his childhood days become eminent in the refrain or the anaphora, I remember. I remember the house where I was born, the little window where the sun came peeping in at morn. He never came a wink too soon, nor brought too long a day, but now I often wish the night had borne my breath away. In the first stanza, the poet talks about a small house with a window. This was the house where the poet was born. The poet says that every morning the sun used to peep into his room through this window. The sun has been personified here. We also find an enjambment in the third line, sun came. The sun used to be very punctual. It was never late in rising or setting. This indicates how perfect his childhood days were. The days were filled with happiness, and as a result of which he never felt bored or never felt that the days were too prolonged. But now he feels with a sigh that the night should take away his breath. This means that the poet wants to die. This indicates that what an unhappy life he has at present. This stanza shows a sharp contrast between the poet's attitude towards his childhood days and his adulthood days. I remember the roses red and white, the violets and the lily cups, those flowers made of light, the lilacs where the robin built and where my brother set the laburnum on his birthday. The tree is living yet. In the second stanza, the poet talks about his garden. He recalls the names of different flowers like red and white roses, the lily cups, the violets, the lilacs where the robins used to build their nests. He says that those flowers made of light, which signifies that these flowers were shining and glittering stars in his heavenly garden. He then refers to the laburnum tree, the tree that was planted by his brother on his birthday. He says that the tree is living yet. This signifies 2 things. The first, maybe the poet says that the tree is still alive while his brother who had planted the trees probably is dead. And the second meaning to this is that the tree is still now surviving, growing and living, whereas the poet is decaying physically and mentally. I remember where I used to swing and thought the air must rush as fresh to swallows on the wings. My spirit flew in feathers then, that is so heavy now. The summer pools could hardly cool the fever on my brow. In the third stanza, the poet talks about his childhood days and the activities that he used to do as a child. He used to enjoy the swings. The cool breeze used to rush across his face and he used to imagine himself to be a swallow, enjoying and flying with spread wings. He says that his spirit was lightweight then at that time, just like a feather, because he was happy at that time. He did not have any anxiety, unhappiness or sorrow in his life. But now, as he has grown up into an adult, his life, his heart and soul, his spirit has been bogged down by responsibilities, unhappiness, sorrow, anxiety, heartbreak and so on. Fever on my brow, refers to this anxiety and unhappiness of the poet. Summer season is cherished in the country where the poet lived. The poet says that the summer pools cannot cure his sorrow or this anxiety of his. This means that there is no cure to his problems. There is no way, no solution to bring peace to his life. I remember the fir trees dark and high. I used to think their slender tops were close against the sky. It was a childish ignorance, but now it is little joy to know that I am farther off from heaven than when I was a boy. In the final stanza, the poet talks about the tall, dense fir forest. The fir trees grow up to a great height. In his childhood, the poet used to think that these fir trees touch the sky or the heaven. That was mere childishness or his ignorance. But as he grew up, he realized that his life was nowhere near the heaven. Now, what is heaven? What is the concept of heaven to us? It is an ideal place, the place where there is no sorrow. It is a place of eternal bliss. The poet painfully realizes the truth that his life is nowhere near the heaven. The idyllic life that he desires for is not now that he is living. With his childish ignorance, the poet was happy in his past days. His rational mind brings him no joy. So that's all for now. What's your opinion about childhood days? Let me know in the comment section. Give the video a like, share the video with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel English Buzz. Bye for now.